Dear Sagittarius, have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and had the unshakable sense that something not from here was very, very close? A gust of wind with no clear source, an object suddenly falling, or a nameless unease right inside the home you thought was safe. Sagittarius, this isn't your imagination. An invisible shadow has entered your life, and it's not just here to scare you. It wants to strike at the brightest light within you. But the most important thing, you need to know why it chose you, a Sagittarius. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what is truly happening inside your home, inside your heart, and inside your soul. If you've been feeling strange energy around you, go ahead and write this in the comments right now. I choose the light, and I know I am protected. This isn't just a declaration, it's a spiritual activation. And if you are a Sagittarius, the zodiac sign born to carry the light of prophecy and awakening, then you need to hear what's coming next. Because this shadow, it's not coming from the outside, it's rising from a very deep place, one only you can sense. There are days when you walk into the very room you once called your safe haven, and it feels like you're stepping into a memory that no longer welcomes you. I used to think that a house was something unchanging, the walls the same, the light the same, the chair by the window still in its place. But there's one thing no one told me. When your inner world changes, everything around you changes too. Have you ever felt that, Sagittarius? There's nothing specific you can point to and say, this is the reason. Just, you sigh more often when you walk through the door. The light flickers once, and your heart skips a beat for no reason. You sit in your familiar chair, but it no longer feels like it's holding space for you. And then you begin to wonder, has something changed? Or have I become someone else? Sagittarius, you are a fire sign. You live by your light, your passion, your truth, and a deep belief that you were born to explore, liberate, and enlighten. But here's what few people understand. Even light can grow tired, especially when it's surrounded by things that are never spoken, shadows that are never named. Do you feel like you've been carrying something heavy every time you return home? Even if no one has done anything to you, even if everything seems fine. But deep down, you know, energy never lies. Right now, Pluto, the planet of shadow, profound transformation, and soul rebirth, is making a 12th house aspect to the sun in Sagittarius. This isn't just a technical astrological alignment, it is a sacred warning. Something buried within your hidden realm is being awakened, and chances are, it's starting to surface through the very space you live in. In astrology, the 12th house rules over the subconscious, the past, karma, and all the things we thought we buried for good. And when Pluto casts its light there, you can no longer look away. You no longer get to pretend nothing is wrong. I once lived in a house for 6 years, and never once did I truly feel like I belonged there. Not because it was ugly, not because it wasn't comfortable, but because I had changed, and the house had not. I brought home far too much sorrow that I never released. I kept tokens from someone who no longer walked with me, placed them on shelves out of habit, forgetting that energy still clings to every photograph. When we don't heal what's inside, the space around us becomes a warped mirror. It reflects back all the pieces of ourselves we try to hide, but never really leave. We clean our homes for the new year, for guests, for events, but few of us ever cleanse the energy so we can welcome ourselves home again. And if you are a Sagittarius, this matters even more. Because you are not just someone who lives in this house. You are the one who carries the light, the spiritual compass, for everyone around you. When your inner flame dims, others grow quiet too. When you withdraw, the entire energy of the space pulls inward. Pay attention. You can't light the way for anyone if you're walking in the dark yourself. Do you feel tired, even in your own home? This is not the tiredness of the body. It's the fatigue of a soul that cannot find a place to rest, even within the walls it thought were familiar. You may not know the reason, but your soul does. It's speaking to you, through that heaviness, through the loneliness, through the feeling of being unanchored. If you felt this, don't keep it inside. Write in the comments, I'm listening to my soul. Writing it down is not just sharing. It's how you reclaim your power over your spiritual space. And if this video has stirred something inside you, leave a like and share it with someone you love. Because the light you're holding now might just help someone else find their way back to themselves. And if you've started noticing unusual signs, a small sound that startles you, a feeling of being watched while alone in your room, then know, this is not a coincidence. Coming up next, I will share with you the 5 clearest signs that an invisible presence has entered your home and why your soul is being awakened at this exact moment. And no, not everyone can see it. Only those who carry the light of Sagittarius have been chosen to recognize it. If you're a Sagittarius, this is even more important for you, because you are not just someone living in this house. You are the one who carries the light, the spiritual compass for your entire family. When your light dims, everyone else grows quiet. When you withdraw, the whole energy around you begins to stagnate. Pay attention. You cannot guide others if you yourself are walking through the dark. Do you feel exhausted, even in your own home? This is not the exhaustion of the body. This is the weariness of a soul that cannot find rest, even within familiar walls. You may not know the reason, but your soul does. It is speaking to you through the heaviness, through the loneliness, through the sense of being lost. If you've ever felt this, don't keep it inside. Write in the comments, "I'm listening to my soul." Writing it down isn't just sharing, it's how you reclaim your power over your own spiritual space. And if you feel this video has stirred something within you, please leave a like and share it. Because the light you are holding might be exactly what someone else needs to find their way home again. And if you've started to notice strange signals, if a soft sound makes you flinch, if you feel something or someone watching you when you're alone in a room, then know, this is not random. Coming up, I'll share with you the 5 signs that an invisible shadow has entered your home and your soul is being awakened. And not everyone is able to see it. Only those who carry the light of Sagittarius have been chosen to sense it. You are not just a fire sign. You were born carrying a torch, not to burn, but to guide. Not to create chaos, but to illuminate the way for souls who have long been lost in darkness. And today, I want to say this clearly. Not everyone has the sensitivity to feel the invisible movements in a space. But you do, because you are Sagittarius. Have you noticed when something feels off in the house, you're always the first to feel it? Even when no one else speaks, even when everything seems fine. It's not just sensitivity, it's a sacred connection between you and the unseen. You are a child of Jupiter, the planet of expansion, truth, intuition, and higher wisdom. And right now, Jupiter is forming a rare trine with Chiron, the asteroid of deep soul healing. What does this mean? It means you are being activated with a very specific gift, to see what others cannot, to sense layers of energy that only a matured soul can truly comprehend. Sagittarius, you are not overly emotional. You are awakening to the role of holding the gate between light and shadow. I know you felt confused. I know you've been scared. I know there were moments you didn't dare tell anyone what you were sensing. But you're not alone. You're not strange. You're simply returning to a sacred part of yourself, a part long buried under busyness and logic. I once sat in a dark room in the middle of the night and felt something move, not by sound, but by a cold current brushing across my skin, raising every hair on my body. It didn't come to harm me. It came as a silent question. Are you still holding the light? Not every shadow is here to threaten. Some shadows are just old pieces of memory, parts of the soul still waiting to be embraced. And you are the only one who can shine a light to help them find their way back. When you raise your vibration, every shadow will see you as a threat, not because you've done something wrong, but because your light leaves no room for hiding. If the world around you starts to feel chaotic, if old faces begin to return, if something tries to scare you, don't step back. That's not a sign of danger. That's proof that you are starting to shine. Not everyone notices it, but you do. Not everyone holds the flame, but you keep doing it every day, quietly. Maybe no one has ever thanked you for it. Maybe no one sees that you are the one guarding the gates, keeping your household safe from the intrusion of negative energies. But the universe knows. And I see it too, within you, Sagittarius. If you've ever sensed an invisible presence that you couldn't explain, write down below this video, "I am still holding my light." Just writing it out is your way of declaring to the universe, you are no longer afraid. You are ready to take on your role as a guardian between two worlds. If this part of the message awakens something inside you, please share this video with someone you believe is also quietly holding a torch like you. Light, when shared, becomes many times stronger. But there's always that one question that lingers in your heart. How can you tell whether the darkness is truly attacking you or if it's just a soul test in disguise? Because if you react the wrong way, you might miss a critical opportunity to heal. But if you see it clearly, you might break a cycle of pain that's lasted generations. In the next part, I will share with you 5 of the clearest signs that energetic intrusion is happening inside your home, and how your soul is being awakened. And only when you understand this can you truly hold the light you were born to protect. You might think you're imagining things. You might brush off the unease, telling yourself it's just random. But in the spirit world, nothing is just random. When a shadow enters your space, it doesn't knock. It leaves traces. And if you are a Sagittarius, a light bearer, a soul attuned to the deeper realms, you will be the first to feel it. There's no wind, no visible movement. But a glass slides off the table. A framed photo falls as you're thinking about someone from your past. These aren't mere physical accidents, they're energetic messages. In astrology, when Neptune is in retrograde, the veil between the material world and the spiritual realm grows thin. Lifeless objects become conduits for things you cannot name. Life lesson. Objects can speak, not with words, but with movement. Pay attention. Don't ignore the signs. Mirrors are energy portals. They don't just reflect form. They echo the energy lingering in the room. If you feel it chill down your spine or something brushing past you though no one's around, you've just walked through a field of unstable vibration. Personal insight. I used to avoid looking in the mirror at night. Not because I feared ghosts, but because I was afraid of seeing myself in a state I no longer recognized. You go to bed early. No phone, no coffee, no work stress. Yet you stay awake for hours, haunted by something you cannot name. And like clockwork, at 2 or 3 a.m., you wake with a start and can't go back to sleep. In astrology, the hours between 3 and 4 a.m. are known as the hour of the soul. This is when the veil between dimensions is at its thinnest, and you, the light keeper, will always be the first to feel it. Life lesson. Insomnia is not always anxiety. Sometimes it's the universe trying to speak to you about something you missed while awake. You enter a strange dream. The place is unfamiliar, the people unknown. But what chills your spine is that they know you. They say your name. And when you wake up, you can't forget the sound of their voice. Here's the truth. Your soul has crossed into a higher dimension. You were awakened through that dream to warn you that something is approaching your energy field. Have you ever dreamed of strangers who knew your name? Share that below. Your soul might be helping someone else's soul recognize the same signs. Pets, especially cats and dogs, have an uncanny sensitivity to energy. If they bark into empty space, refuse to enter a certain part of the house, or become uneasy for no reason, trust that they are seeing something you haven't yet been able to perceive. When you're unsure about a space, let your heart listen to the souls that love unconditionally. Like animals, they never react without reason. These 5 signs never come all at once. They are not loud, not obvious. They scatter like fragments of a message, and only those awake enough can piece them together into a larger truth. And if you're seeing yourself in these signs, it means your space is asking to be cleansed. But more than that, your soul is asking to be named and healed. You don't need to run away from your home. You just need to return inward, to the place where your light was forgotten. And you, Sagittarius, are the only one brave enough to reignite that torch. If any of these signs gave you chills, if something deep was stirred in you, write down, I am ready to cleanse my space and my soul. This is a sacred invitation for new energy to begin seeping into your life. If you feel this message has meaning, please like it and share it with someone you believe is also quietly enduring these unspoken phenomena. We cannot light up a dark place if only one person is holding the lantern. And then, after all the subtle signs, there will be one explosive moment when everything becomes clear. A door will open, and the person you thought had vanished forever suddenly returns. But this time, not to begin again. They come to close a soul cycle that was left unfinished. Next, I will tell you what no one prepares you for. When the person from your past returns, like a shadow carrying the final message from the universe. You may have thought the answer was to leave, to find a new space, a new land. To run away from the memories, the echoes, and all the things that once made your heart ache in the place you used to call home. But no, Sagittarius, you don't need to leave your home. You need to return to the part of your light that you yourself abandoned. There is a gentle truth, but one we so often forget. The place you live is not just four walls, it is the truest mirror of your soul. If your home feels cold, it's not the lack of light bulbs. It's that the light inside you has started to fade. If everything feels heavy, it's not because of the furniture. It's the stagnant energy that hasn't been cleared. And if you want to heal, don't begin somewhere far. Begin right where you are. You don't need fancy candles, just a flame, enough to remind you of the sacred fire within you. When that flame is lit, close your eyes and whisper, "Today, I choose the light." No matter how dark the world becomes, I choose the light. Lighting a candle, not to illuminate your path, but to call back the part of you that once dimmed quietly in the shadows. Take a blank sheet of paper, write by hand, not by keyboard. Just one line, but let it be a sacred declaration. My light cannot be extinguished by darkness. Fold the paper, place it under your pillow. Each night before you sleep, touch it, as if touching a vow between you and your soul. It could be an old gift, a shirt you wore while crying, or a photo frame of someone who is no longer here. Gently touch it, say thank you, and then let it go. Not because you forget, but because you choose to move forward with a lighter soul. Right now, the waning moon is passing through Sagittarius, a sacred time to release what no longer belongs, to shed the outdated layers of your spirit. This is the moon of liberation, and you, Sagittarius, have been chosen to ignite the next chapter. I once believed I was just someone living in a house, until one day, I lit a candle, and the silence in the room suddenly felt warmer. Not because the temperature changed, but because my energy had shifted. We are not just people living in homes, we are souls, turning spaces into sacred places. Maybe no one ever taught you how to heal with light. That's okay, because your soul remembers, and today, if you've made it this far, it's because a part of you wants to return. The space you live in is a reflection of the soul that inhabits it. If that space feels dark, it doesn't mean you've done something wrong. It simply means it's time to relight your flame. And if you feel ready to come back to yourself, right, I have returned, and the light in me is still here. A comment isn't just a sentence, it is an awakening. It is a message to the universe that you're ready to be held. If this moment made your heart tremble, if you want someone you care about to feel this too, please share this video as a gift, because light, when shared, never fades. It only grows. Now, as you've relit the candle within, as you've rewritten what you believe and let go of what no longer serves, prepare yourself, because the silence will end and a familiar breath from your past will return. Not to begin again, but to close something your soul never had the chance to finish. I'll tell you what few are ready to hear. Why that shadow has come for you now, and why. Only the light you just rekindled is strong enough to fulfill what destiny has been waiting for you to do. Maybe recently, you received a very short message, or while walking down the street, your eyes met a stranger's, and something about their gaze made you shiver, as if you'd known them forever. Maybe someone said something in passing, just a single line, and it pulled you back into a memory you thought had long fallen asleep. And you ask yourself, why now? Why this moment, just when I finally lit the light for myself? The answer is, it's not random. It's the emotional echo of darkness, coming back to the place it was once left behind. Right now, the South Node is cutting through Sagittarius' fourth house. The fourth house is not just the physical home, it's the emotional root, the keeper of family memories, childhood, and lost love. When the South Node moves through here, the past doesn't just return. It demands closure. It doesn't want to repeat. It wants to be seen so it can leave through the light. I used to believe that if someone who once hurt you comes back, it was a bad sign, a trap, a test. Until I learned this, they don't return to begin again. They return to help you close the final door. Some people leave in silence. Some people hurt you then disappear, leaving you alone with a pain you never got to name. And then, Just as you start healing, the universe sends them back. Not as the one who hurt you, but as the final hand you must release, so you can finally walk through. You're not being tested because you're weak. You're being tested because you are the only one strong enough to break the cycle. The universe knows you're strong enough not to repeat. The universe knows the light you just lit is bright enough to reveal every truth. And the universe knows you are no longer who you used to be. The one who once left in the dark may return like lightning, but now you are the torch. You no longer stand in yesterday's fog. You've learned to listen. You've learned to hold the light. And you deserve a peaceful ending, even if the beginning was filled with pain. If you feel that someone familiar is quietly finding their way back to you, right below this video, I've changed and I deserve my true light. You don't need to message them. You don't have to face them if you're not ready. Just by writing it, your soul will know exactly where you stand on this path. But this time, you're no longer the one trembling in the dark. You are the one holding the light, and you know that now. Will you react as the old you once did, or will you respond as the light you've just awakened? Now we step into the most sacred space of this entire journey, where destiny marks you, not with pain, but with a divine confirmation that you've made it through, and you're finally ready to live as your true light. Today, if you've listened all the way to this point, there's something simple and sacred I need you to know. You are the final light the darkness once hoped to extinguish, but couldn't. Not because you've never trembled, not because you've never felt fear, but because within you, there's something that has never gone out. Even when you forgot it was there, your soul's light. The universe never makes mistakes. Your home was tested, not because you are weak, but because the light you carry is too powerful. You were chosen not to suffer, but to guard the fire for those who haven't yet realized they carry one too. You didn't just survive the darkness, you stopped it from spreading. Right now, the sun is transiting your 8th house, the house of transformation, purification, and rebirth. This is an ending. This is the moment you're reborn as your strongest, truest, and most profound self. When someone learns to hold the light for themselves, they don't just survive. They become a lighthouse for souls drifting through the dark. And today, you, Sagittarius, are that lighthouse. Thank you for listening. Thank you for walking this journey with me in such patience. And thank you for not denying your true light even when life asked you to dim it over and over again. Your existence is sacred, and the light you're carrying is quietly saving more lives than you know. If this message touched the deepest part of you, if you know someone quietly fighting their own darkness, please share this video. Let the light you just claimed become someone else's first spark. Now write one sacred affirmation, not just for you, but for the souls who are already looking to your light as their beacon. I am the light of my home. Say it in the comments, not just as words, but as a soul invocation. The most powerful message you can send to the universe right now. The darkness will return. But next time, it won't find you in fear. It will find someone guarding the light, standing firm at the threshold, not just to protect your house, but to guide other souls back to their own light. And if you're ready to continue this sacred journey, don't leave just yet, because something holy is waiting for you up ahead. And next time, I'll tell you what happens when your soul is marked by a miracle the world has never seen before.